wanted to talk about just broader exposure because the way that we broadly expose our properties, our listings, is by these syndicated websites. So like the Zillows, the Trulias, Homes.com, Redfin, we from our MLS we shoot them out to them so that everybody has it. Now this was a deal that we didn't create. Like this wasn't
Mm. Just before we came, and
right.
it was a done deal.
Right. This isn't even the deal that a lot of us probably would have signed off on. You know, but now all of these companies have our information and they sell it back to us. So what I wanted to talk about, and this is a great segue into what I want to talk about, is what just happened in the news. Rocket Mortgage just acquired Redfin for $1.75 billion with capital B billion.
Oof.
So the report reads: Rocket Companies has agreed to acquire Redfin in an all-stock deal that values the real estate listing platform at one
Is that
point.
their real estate company too?
Say that again.
Does that include their real estate brokerage
I
too?
believe so because it said an all-stock deal, so it's like they required 100% of Redfin. So Rocket CEO Varun Krishna wrote on LinkedIn that the acquisition will connect Rocket's mortgage products to nearly 50 million monthly visitors that browse home listings on Redfin, as well as leverage Redfin's data in Rocket's artificial intelligence projects. The deal is set to close later this year. So what I'm taking from this is that, and we already know what Zillow is. Zillow is that company that takes all of our information, attracts all of the customers, and then sells those leads, sells our leads back to us. Right?
Well, we don't buy them.
Right.
Redfin
I mean, just back to
does.
realtors in general. That's who they're selling the leads
Yeah.
back to realtors. And these, mind you, these are listings that we paid, that we went and got, worked to get, paid for the marketing. We went and paid for pictures, virtual tours, all of this stuff to list it for sale, to give it to Zillow for them to sell it back to us. All right. Not only that, but Zillow also has Zillow Mortgage. So within Zillow, when you reach out to Zillow on a property, they connect you with one of their agents as well as one of their mortgage people. So they're keeping everything in house. This is the same play that Redfin is doing right now. It's the same exact play. Or
Yeah,
not
but
Redfin, but Rocket companies. They're doing this.
The reason why Redfin probably needs to be acquired is because they don't have the best business models.
That too. That too. Now they don't have the best business model, but they got 50 million monthly visitors. So
Yeah,
they still got
but
their
you know
traction.
why? Because they have the most. I love out of all the websites, I love Redfin the most. I ain't
Mm,
gonna lie, because I can go look for properties that are on and off the market
yeah,
on
that's true.
Redfin to get information.
That's true.
So, and a lot of other websites can when I give you a lot of because it'll give me all like the last listing information.
Hmm.
So I like Red. I ain't gonna lie, I like their website. I don't like Redfin, but I like their website for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I guess the question is like, what does this mean? I think that what this is telling me, what this is screaming at me, because I already see another company doing it and they're trying to do the same thing, maybe even better. You know, um, I think Zillow Zillow's going to fail with their mortgage company because Zillow isn't a mortgage company. But Redfin and Rocket Mortgage can work because Rocket Mortgage is already a mortgage company and Redfin already has that brand. So they combine, they can
Yeah,
really be a monster. Um,
and that's the thing about Zillow. It's
yeah,
always trying new stuff.
yeah, yep,
Like we're gonna buy houses. They lost millions of dollars doing that.
yep,
Then they wanted to try to start a brokerage. That failed. So
yep.
Zillow keep trying to try stuff, and Zillow just needs to stick with what they're good at.
And that's just stealing our information and selling it back to
Thank you. Just stick with
us.
that Zillow.
Not
They're
stealing. I mean, they definitely buy it, but
the thing is they're so hardcore on trying to get rid of the realtor,
yeah. But they need
but
us.
that's where you make your bank.
They need us. If we, this is the thing, and not, this is the other part that I wanted to get to, and I want to word it the right way. What would the market look like if agents stopped syndicating our listings?
Stop what?
Stop syndicating our listings. If we stop sending our listings to Zillow, Redfin, and Homes.com, if we didn't click that button that said syndicate to all platforms, what would the market look
It'll be. I don't know. I would love to see it though.
like? I would love
But
to see it too because
you
we got to
gotta
take.
you
I
gotta
feel like
remember. when I
Yeah.
bought my first house, I just this dude faxed me all the listings that were available
Oh my gosh.
in the area. Like for real, it wasn't like they didn't send me a link, So I bought my first house in 2000. So it was like the start of this technology age that we're in now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he faxed me. So I had to go stand by the fax machine at work to get all these papers.
Did it have pictures like pictures of each room and everything?
I don't even remember, Mike, because I wasn't going through all that bullshit.
Yeah.
I looked at one house. I was like, just show me this one. I made an offer on it. I wasn't. I'm not a shopper, Mike. I'm
Yeah.
not a person that likes to look at 10, 5, 15 different houses.
Yeah.
If I go look at this house, if I like it, it's not gonna be, well, let's look at some more. No. And he was shocked. He thought he was gonna have to shop me around.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I like the price. I like the floor plan.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean the house was like $48,000 and it was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house.
Wow. Yeah. I
And the
mean,
only
yeah.
and the only work it needed was some soffit work on the
Some
side.
cosmetic stuff. Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, because my rent was $850
Mm-hmm.
and my mortgage on this house was only going to be $500.
Yeah.
So give me the $500 mortgage.
Yep. Easy. Easy. Not even no brainer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when I sold the house, I got a check for $13,000.
That's how you're supposed to do it. That's called a starter home right there. Yeah. Well, no, I mean,
$13,000 was
yeah,
a lot of money.
yeah. I mean, and with no Zillow, we
Yes.
could go back to having like the realtors having a lot more power over what properties you see, which could be a problem, especially with them removing all these fair housing laws. So,
Yes.
I
Oh,
think Zillow does serve a
you
purpose,
talking about the
but
Trump administration?
specifically, yeah, man, I don't like the fair
Yeah.
housing stuff, though. I don't like that. I think that's I do like I said, I agree with a lot of stuff going back to the states and the states having more power than the federal government. I agree with that, but there are some issues that need to have some type of governance, and that's what we had. Fair housing wasn't just a federal issue. It wasn't just a federal mandate. They just set the baseline. Hey, you can't discriminate against people based off of sex, age, religion, national origin, stuff like that. And then when you go to the states, it can get more specific, and it can get even more specific down to the county and down to the city.
Well, the thing is that I like fair housing laws because it gives you an opportunity to sue people who are racist.
That part, and I was talking to somebody earlier, and not even just people that's racist, it's people that's prejudiced in general, because it's not just white people who tell people that they can't live in the area, or not. I'm not gonna say tell people that they can't live in the area, but not rent to somebody because of who you are. Like Asian people do this. Indian people will do it. They don't want you. They want to live around their people. And a big problem with me is like it's cool when every other race does it. Like when every other race says, "Hey, we want to work with our people," it's cool. But when black people want to work with black people, it's a problem. But we acknowledge
Because
that everybody else want to work with their people. Or we be like, "Oh, I'm talking to." We
the
do it in
black
real estate all the
people
time.
are the people who have suffered the most. So when other groups of races and people suffer, they think that black people are always supposed to jump on their bandwagon and help them out.
Yeah.
And
No.
in 2025, I'm sorry, I ain't doing it.
No.
I'm
No.
I'm going to like, I will bless your heart, but
Look, and
but I
I don't consider myself a black nationalist, but I am my people first. You know what I'm saying? And now I
mhm.
am an American citizen, but hey, I'm black Americans first. And I ain't opposed to people that's white Americans first or Asian Americans first. Y'all do y'all thing. I think we need to focus on our communities as well. But we can keep this thing moving. While we're talking